Hey guys, so you've probably heard of the semi-recent leaks that have been floating around for the upcoming Season of the Deep, and those leaks included a lot of potential exotic reworks. I just wanted to recap all of the buffs and nerfs and give my thoughts about each of them. First up, Salvation's Grip. Charged Shot forms 6 crystals, Uncharged Shot shoots a normal grenade that shatters crystals. Many people consider this to be the worst exotic in the game, but I actually think this could bump it up a little bit. Next up, Eyes of Tomorrow. Killing 4 targets in 1 volley refunds 1 ammo. I've never used this rocket, but getting free ammo is never bad. Graviton Lance. Increases rate of fire to match Revision 0 2 burst, 20% decrease to burst delay. Difference in damage between the 2 bullets is reduced. I've used Graviton Lance a little and it was alright, nothing special. Hope this brings it up for me. Tommy's Matchbook. Catalyst now makes Tommy's Matchbook scorch enemies while it is overheating, and every 5 shots applies 14 plus 7 scorch. This is pretty good. Tommy's needs to be able to scorch, could definitely see some more synergy with solar builds. Wordline 0. Tesseract can be chained into itself once, damage slightly reduced. To be honest, I have no idea what this means. I've never used this exotic. Vesper of Radius. Rifts now emit an arc shockwave every 3 seconds that deals 200 PvE and 70 PvP damage. If these shockwaves kill an enemy, they explode on a delay for 100 damage. When on Stormcaller, these effects afflict blind. Honestly, this sounds like one of the biggest changes yet. Really excited for this one, can't wait to see how this can be utilized better. Chromatic Fire. Precision final blows with your kinetic weapon create an explosion that damages and applies status effects in the element of your subclass. This sounds interesting, definitely going to be a lot of options here. Going to be using Monte Carlo a lot with this most likely. Dawn Chorus. Daybreak projectiles scorch on contact and deal increased damage to scorched targets. Dawn Chorus is already pretty good, so this just makes it even better. Ophidian Aspect. Removed melee range extension. I mean, I don't play PvP, but I'm happy it got a nerf, I guess. I hear a lot of people complain about this. Astrocyte Verse. Blink further and more frequently, leaving behind a burst of void damage that also suppresses. I don't really use Blink, but I'm definitely going to give this a try. Sanguine Alchemy. Gives a small damage bonus to weapons that match your subclass when standing in a rift. Woohoo. There are plenty of better ways to get weapon damage boost. This exotic is still going to be useless. Claws of Ahamkara. Powered melee kills spawn an orb of power. I mean, cool I guess. And an extra orb of power is nice I suppose. Mantle of Battle Harmony. Changed to a non-stacking damage buff. I don't really see why they had to nerf this, but oh well I guess. Dune Marchers. Reduce chain damage range from 20 meters to 12 meters. Reduce chain PvP damage from 85 to 50. Now this hurts my soul. Dune Marchers were my very first exotic and I've loved them ever since. I get the range nerf in PvP, but come on, leave the PvE side of things alone. Point Contact Cannon Brace. Strikes added by this exotic now jolt targets as well. PvE damage buffed from 50 to 200. Being amplified now increases the damage of the strikes by 50%. Being amplified no longer increases the range. I've never used this exotic, but I heard it was pretty underwhelming. Honestly glad this is getting a buff. Always nice to have more melee options on Titan. Second Chance. The second shield charge will now weaken. When you stun a barrier champion, you regain the charge. Pretty good buff, I guess. After blocking damage, you gain restoration on damaging an enemy. You already get health when you block an enemy. Getting restoration is going to be huge. Eternal Warrior. Arc kills grant an escalating bonus to arc weapon damage. After Fisk of Havoc ends, gain the highest bonus to arc weapon damage. Honestly sounds great. No one really uses this exotic besides putting it on, casting Fist of Havoc, and immediately taking it off. Glad it might be getting a rework. Kepri's Horn. Solar kills recharge your barricade, and the Solar Barricade Blast now scorches enemies. Path of Burning Steps. No longer stacked with Surge mods. Yikes, is all I'm gonna say. Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. Powered melee kills reload the magazine of all weapons matching your subclass. When buff is active, it increases movement speed and jump height. Sounds alright, might be fun. Raiju's Harness. Deactivating your super creates a blinding explosion and grants a buff that increases arc weapon damage 5% in PvP and 15% in PvE. I mean, I just hope the weapon buff stacks with other stuff. Arthurus Embrace. Rapid precision hits grant weighted knife energy. I like this one a lot. I'm imagining basically Monte Carlo built into this exotic. Oathkeeper. The longer an arrow is drawn, the more damage it will do in PvE only. Super excited for this one, can't wait to try it with Leviathan's Breath. Stompies. Bonus only active with full dodge energy, removed the AE penalty. Radiant Dance Machines. Kills extend the duration of its effect. Pretty cool, can dodge even more now. Mask of Bacchus. Increased damage bonus in PvE from 10% to 25%, and in PvP it gets a 7% buff. Doesn't stack with Surge mods. I actually like this one a lot. Could make the 4th Horseman a DPS machine. And with that, wraps it all up. Now obviously we don't know if any of this is actually true, and we won't know until it actually happens. But a lot of these changes could make a big impact on the current meta, and I personally would love to see all of these changes come to light. That being said, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you in the next one.